The sea, a fickle mistress, one moment serene, the next a tempestuous beast. She can swallow ships whole, leaving behind only whispers in the wind and haunting tales. Such is the story of the Lady Luck, a majestic three-masted schooner that vanished without a trace in the winter of 1924. Swallowed by the icy grip of the North Atlantic, she was presumed lost to time, until now. 80 years later, the Lady Luck has returned, as if spat out from the depths, her reappearance as inexplicable as her vanishing. The Lady Luck wasn't just a ship, she was a legend. Her name echoed through the harbors and ports, whispered by sailors and merchants alike. She was a beacon of hope and a symbol of resilience, a vessel that carried not just cargo, but the very spirit of adventure. Her story began in the bustling shipyards of New England, where the scent of sawdust and the sound of hammers filled the air. Built in the shipyards of New England in the late 1800s, she was the product of an era when craftsmanship was king. The shipbuilders, with their calloused hands and keen eyes, poured their souls into her creation. Each plank of oak and pine was carefully selected, each nail driven with precision. The Lady Luck was more than just wood and metal, she was a masterpiece of human ingenuity and dedication. Her bones were oak and pine, her heart the tireless labor of skilled craftsmen. These men, often unsung heroes, worked tirelessly to bring her to life. They knew that every ship they built was a lifeline for those who would sail her, a vessel that could mean the difference between life and death on the unforgiving seas. The Lady Luck was their pride and joy, a testament to their skill and perseverance. She had ferried cargo, weathered storms, and ferried dreams across the Atlantic. Her voyages were legendary, filled with tales of daring and danger. She had faced the wrath of nature, battling towering waves and howling winds, yet she always emerged victorious. The Lady Luck was a survivor, a ship that seemed to have a soul of her own. She was a lifeline for many, bringing goods and hope to distant shores. Her captain, a seasoned mariner named Jonas Blackwood, was said to have a sixth sense for the sea. Blackwood was a man of few words, but his presence commanded respect. He had an uncanny ability to read the weather, to sense danger before it appeared. His crew trusted him implicitly, knowing that under his command, they were in the safest hands possible. Blackwood and the Lady Luck were an inseparable pair, their fates intertwined. His crew, a motley bunch of seasoned sailors and wide-eyed lads, were bound to him and the Lady Luck by duty, adventure, and the unforgiving nature of their work. They came from all walks of life, each with their own story, but on the Lady Luck, they were a family. They faced the perils of the sea together, their bonds forged in the crucible of shared hardship and triumph. The Lady Luck was their home, their refuge, and their pride. Together, they carved out a legacy that would be remembered for generations to come. The Lady Luck embarked on her final voyage in November of 1924, bound for Lisbon with a cargo of timber and textiles. The North Atlantic was entering its moody season, but Captain Blackwood was known to push his luck and his ship to the limit. The last communication from the Lady Luck was a routine radio message, crackling with static, reporting fair winds and calm seas. Then, silence. Weeks turned into months, the search parties dwindled, and the Lady Luck faded into maritime lore, another victim of the unforgiving sea. Section 4. A Ghost in the Machine, Rediscovering the Lady Luck. Fast forward to the present day. A research vessel, the Nautilus, was conducting sonar mapping of the seabed off the coast of Newfoundland. Suddenly a blip on the screen, an anomaly. A shape too defined to be natural. A remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, was deployed, descending into the murky depths. And there, shrouded in seaweed and barnacles, lay the unmistakable silhouette of a three-masted schooner. The Lady Luck had returned. Section 5. A derelict dance floor, stepping aboard the Lady Luck. The Lady Luck, a once grand vessel, now lies in the depths of the ocean, a ghostly reminder of a bygone era. Its story is one of mystery, adventure, and tragedy, encapsulated in the cold embrace of the sea. As we descend into the depths, we are transported back in time, to an era when the Lady Luck was the epitome of luxury and elegance. The ship's dance floor, now a derelict space, was once filled with the laughter and music of joyous passengers. Today it stands silent, a haunting relic of the past. The ROV provided the first eerie glimpses. As the ROV's lights pierced through the murky waters, the Lady Luck slowly came into view. The once vibrant colors of the ship had faded, replaced by the dull hues of rust and marine growth. The ROV's cameras captured the haunting beauty of the shipwreck, revealing the intricate details of the ship's architecture. The grand staircase, now covered in algae, still retained its majestic form. The chandeliers, though broken and tarnished, hinted at the opulence that once defined the Lady Luck. Each frame captured by the ROV told a story, a silent testament to the ship's storied past. The Lady Luck was remarkably preserved, the cold, dark depths acting as a time capsule. The frigid waters had slowed the decay, allowing the ship to remain largely intact. The lack of strong currents and minimal marine life had also contributed to its preservation. As we explored the ship, we found personal artifacts scattered throughout the wreck: a pair of spectacles, a pocket watch, and a leather-bound journal. Each item offering a glimpse into the lives of those who once sailed aboard the Lady Luck. These artifacts, preserved by the cold depths, served as poignant reminders of the human stories intertwined with the ship's history. A salvage operation was mounted, and soon the deck of the Lady Luck was once again exposed to sunlight, albeit a sky 80 years removed from the one it last saw. The operation was a monumental task, requiring the expertise of seasoned divers and advanced technology. As the ship was slowly raised to the surface, the sunlight revealed the extent of the damage. The once pristine deck was now a tangle of rusted metal and decayed wood. Yet, despite the ravages of time, the Lady Luck retained an air of dignity. The ship's name, though barely legible, still adorned the bow, a testament to its enduring legacy. The scene was both haunting and exhilarating. As we ventured deeper into the ship, the eerie silence was punctuated by the occasional creak of metal and the distant echo of our own movements. The ship's corridors, once bustling with activity, now lay in eerie stillness. The cabins, though in disarray, still held remnants of their former occupants. A child's toy, a woman's shoe, and a man's hat, each item telling a story of a life interrupted. The deeper we went, the more we felt the weight of the ship's history pressing down on us. It was a humbling experience, a stark reminder of the impermanence of human endeavors. Rusted winches stood frozen in time, remnants of ropes swayed gently with the current, creating an almost surreal scene. The machinery, once the heart of the ship's operations, now lay dormant, covered in a thick layer of rust. The ropes, though frayed and weakened, still held on, a testament to their resilience. As we moved through the ship, we could almost hear the echoes of the past, the sounds of the crew at work, the hum of the engines and the chatter of passengers. It was as if the ship was alive, its spirit lingering in the cold, dark depths. And the ship's wheel, though covered in marine growth, seemed to await the grasp of a phantom captain. The wheel, once a symbol of control and direction, now stood as a silent sentinel, watching over the wreck. The marine growth that covered it added to its ghostly appearance, making it seem as if it was waiting for its captain to return. As we stood before the wheel, we couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and reverence. The Lady Luck, though battered and broken, still held a certain majesty. It was a poignant reminder of the ship's glorious past and the enduring power of the sea. Section 6. Silent Stories. Artifacts of a Bygone Voyage. The Lady Luck was a treasure trove of clues, each artifact whispering secrets of a time long past. The ship, now a ghostly relic, stood as a testament to the lives that once thrived aboard her. The deck, though abandoned, still held the echoes of footsteps and the creak of wooden planks under the weight of sailors' boots. The rusty exterior, now a canvas of decay, bore the scars of countless voyages across treacherous seas. The antique anchor and chains, once symbols of stability and security, now lay in silent repose, their purpose long forgotten. The cargo hold was still packed with timber, though time had warped and twisted the wood. Each piece of timber, now a relic of its former self, told a story of the ship's journey. The once sturdy beams, now decayed and fragile, bore witness to the relentless passage of time. The cargo hold, once bustling with activity, now stood in eerie silence, a stark contrast to its former glory. The warped timber, twisted and gnarled, seemed to reach out, as if trying to escape the confines of the ship's hold. The decayed interior, with its wooden beams barely holding together, was a haunting reminder of the ship's inevitable decline. Personal effects, preserved in the crew's quarters, painted a poignant picture of life aboard the ship. Pipes, tobacco tins, a worn deck of cards, and a child's doll, tucked away in a sea chest. These items, though mundane, held immense sentimental value, offering a glimpse into the daily lives and personal stories of the crew. The pipes, once a source of comfort and camaraderie, now lay abandoned, their bowls cold and empty. The tobacco tins, once filled with the rich aroma of tobacco, now held only the faintest traces of their former contents. The worn deck of cards, edges frayed from countless games, spoke of the moments of leisure and camaraderie shared among the crew. The child's doll, a poignant reminder of the families left behind, lay nestled in the sea chest, its glass eyes staring blankly into the void. And then, a chilling discovery. The dark and eerie corridors of the ship, once bustling with activity, now stood silent and foreboding. The mysterious old ship room with its shadows and secrets seemed to hold the weight of untold stories. The creepy abandoned interior with its decaying walls and flickering lights was a haunting reminder of the ship's tragic fate. Each step through the ship's corridors felt like a journey back in time, a descent into the unknown. The air was thick with the scent of decay and the echoes of the past, creating an atmosphere of unease and anticipation. The captain's logbook, its pages damp but legible, ended abruptly mid-sentence, the last entry simply reading, "A wall of water." This cryptic message, left unfinished, hinted at the ship's final moments. The logbook, a record of the ship's journey, now served as a silent witness to the tragedy that befell the Lady Luck. The damp pages, stained with water and ink, told a story of chaos and despair. The captain's final words, cut short by the impending disaster, left a haunting question unanswered. What had happened to the Lady Luck? The logbook, with its ink-blotted entries and water-stained pages, held the key to the ship's mysterious fate, a puzzle waiting to be solved.